Hey, mamas, what you doing? What's my girl doing? Say hi, Lucky. Good morning, babies. Huh? Good morning, honey. How you doing? How you doing, baby? This is Luck. This is our pregnant mama. Ah, look at you. Look at you, mamas. Look at you. Huh? You getting all, huh? Look at you. Oh, yeah. Look at you, baby. Huh? You sweeties. This is my pride and joy right here. Yeah. Look at that tail go. Huh? Look at that tail go. You just let that tail rock and roll. Oh, you let that tail rock and roll, girl. Yeah. Mama, mama. Lucky girl. Yeah. You flying this morning? Huh? You flying around? Huh, baby? Lucky. Say, mama. Huh? What you doing? You flying around this morning? Yeah. Say, I'm flying around. I'm flying around with all these kids in me. Oh, I'm flying around with all these kids in me. Yeah. You with Chewies? You with Chewies? Yeah. Feeling my pride and joy. You know? You can't ask for anything better in life, man, than a beautiful friend like Lucky. You know, she's been with me for, well, ever since she's been about 6 weeks, 7 weeks old, and she's already given us one litter, but we had a real hard time with the first litter. She gave birth to 12 beautiful dogs. There were 3 sets of twins, or 3 sets of triplets, and we were both amazed by it, and then we ended up losing 7 of them, and to respiratory failure, and it was real hard on me and Luck. And I stayed with her throughout her entire pregnancy, but I stayed with her for the first 6 weeks in bed with the dogs. I wouldn't leave her for nothing, and it was a beautiful thing. It was right around Christmas time, or just after Christmas, a couple of years, 2 years ago. We weren't expecting this litter. We couldn't keep the damn dogs out of the neighborhood, but sometimes it happens, you know. But we'll survive it. She should have some really beautiful dogs, though. We're looking forward to that. Mama, Lucky, come on, Lucky. Mommy, come here. Come on, it's okay. It's okay, mamas. Yeah. You want to get some water? Huh, Mama? You want to get up and get some water? Huh? Why don't you get up with some water? Huh? Don't you want to get some milk? Huh? Yeah. Anyway, we're in the shop this morning, and we got a lot to do today. Of course, we got to clean up stuff, and that's basically what we're doing. We got a little ways to go before we get a bike build going around here, but shop's gonna be pretty much what it is. I kind of like the old scene, you know, because it brings me back to a time when bikes were first being built, you know. But I mean, not first being built, but in that fashion. But I mean, as far as, like, you know, people thinking about custom bikes. I was an old school kind of guy, you know, panheads and shovels and stuff like that. But when I got into bicycles, and you know, small engines, I just thought it was a lot cooler. You know, it was easy to basically build a small engine and watch it work. And when the Weed Eater came out, man, everybody thought that was the coolest damn thing in the world. And you know, when you do stuff like that, I mean, it's like that little invention. It was just unbelievable, and it put a lot of people to work. I love it when stuff like that puts people to work, and chainsaws and stuff like that, and other things. What became after that here? It was in 1986, I believe it was. The weed eater. Well, my old man used to crack me up because he was always trying to get that damn weed eater, to work better, and so we laughed at him, because he was always working on the damn thing, but he get that thing going like a buzzsaw, and one day I got to fiddling with it and started messing with the piston a little bit, and I managed to basically shape out a little better piston, and we had a little motor that just hauled butt. I mean, that thing would just wind up and run all day long, and we were just, wow. Well, young man decided to take that little weed eater motor and did a little adjustment because he liked to ride a skateboard so much, and he basically came up with this. And this little guy right here, he's a little bit more horsepower than you think, and he can run for quite a long time all day, and he does about, believe it or not, about 25-30 miles an hour. Oh, pretty close. You can super modify these things, and they even race these things now. But this is a GoPed. Oh, excuse me, that's last night's dinner. The GoPed, it's been around since 1986. It's seen quite a bit. This is an original GoPed, and wood board, all that. The thing about the original one, it was, the front brake system was never really a safe idea to me, but throughout the history of the GoPed, it's had one incident. That's it. And other than that, a lot of people put them in the garage and used them and have been really pleased with it. Me, I think I tore it up in about 2 days. And that's just because we're hard on things here. And we got to tearing the damn thing up. This is what it came out to be. So we end up, the gas tank came off, fell off of it. The fenders came off. We blew out the back tire. We wrecked the front end and started wobbling because the wheels are on plastic. I didn't like that. I can't believe the manufacturer did that. So we changed that out and we put some hover-round wheels on it. Hover-round builds some good stuff. And so I put the hover-round wheels on it. They look a little bit better custom right there. And, and that kind of started a trend for a bunch of these other boards that came out after the GoPed, because GoPed's pretty much, the front liner for these things. And this thing has been tested by some of the most professional skateboarders in the world. And and they were actually pretty cool with it. But they just didn't. The things that some of they said was that they just wanted more power out of it. So, and then of course when they started doing that, a kid decided to go ahead and put himself I think it was a 39cc motor on it, and he damn near killed himself on it. And he ended up in a wheelchair, paralyzed. And of course the company suffered some hashback over it, and they almost lost their case. Whenever somebody takes it upon themselves to do something, you can't blame a company, because a kid felt like doing something, like modifying his board. We're not responsible for those things, and we're excited to see the kids do something like that. Though, I mean, accidents do happen. We can't stop accidents from happening. We wish we could, but if you took the safety precautions beforehand and were watchful of what you were knowing and careful of what you were doing, you'd probably prevent an accident from happening. We do a lot of crazy stuff here at Rockinghorse. Okay, I mean, we do stuff that is dangerous, and there's no doubt about it, and that's what's exciting about um, doing a show like this. This is not going to be an ongoing long-term show without an excitement. I want people to know that the beginning of this might seem a little phony, and it might seem a little claustrophobic, and but for just cause, you'll find the excerpts in it that will probably keep bringing you back to see us. So we're gonna be kind of a wild bunch, dirty, to the point, and don't mind the four-letter words so much because nowadays I guess it's more accepted than it was. And the other issue is Orange County choppers. We know they set the trend for all this stuff, and we know that they became the icon, and I love them, but I just didn't see the point in saying that a lot of their stuff that was cool was watching the theme bikes built, and that was something that I wanted to do with the bicycles. Over the years, you think about it, and what did Orange County really have to say or do? I mean, even though they did some great stuff, I'm just looking at the kids going, well, they can't ride the Harley, man, and and of course they get left behind when mom and dad go want to take off and ride on one. So I thought maybe it'd be more cool to stay home and build some of these scooters and go-karts and bicycles and customize them and for the kids, and build some theme bikes like the Batman bike, da, 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 and that they could actually ride and enjoy. Now, my partner Arnie, he's pretty strict on these engines when it comes to California and their issues. Of course, all the other states out there are a lot different. We can modify these things, make them go fast, do everything, and have a ball on them. But remember, the bottom line is safety. And safety is, elbow pads, helmets, whatever, chest protectors, shoulder pads, riding pants, stuff like that. Good pair of shoes or boots. And always, always look both ways if you're going into cross traffic anywhere on these things. California passed a law here recently that states that if you are running through a stop sign or a stop light, that a bicycle may continue on. It does not have to stop anymore. So that can be a very dangerous situation for a motorized bicycle, but so keep in mind of that if you are riding one of these. In California, the only thing we're allowed to run is a 49cc and under 30 miles per hour. I was talking to my partner last night about maybe pushing the issue with California on some of these issues, but because I am into these bicycles and into miniature choppers, I would like to see some of the custom work that we would do where these kids would really get a blast of seeing like a knucklehead or shovelhead or even a panhead custom that's miniature and that was running and working. And then, of course, the theme bikes that we would like to build for the kids to be able to ride. So there would be two versions. There'd be a kid's version and a grown man's toy, but a miniature one, but completely legal to ride on the street. And the issue with me would be just to push to have the things registered, as a moped or something at that point. Everything over 49cc. Just take it down and say, hey, we custom built this, we want to register it, and we want to ride it. I don't think you need a license to ride one of those yet these days, but I don't know. I could be wrong. I'd have to check with that on DMV. California has a lot of weird issues, so, and they always set precedents on a lot of stuff when it came to basically sitting back and building a custom bike. They have all these, I don't know, they have all these technical things going on, some here and there. So anyway, so the idea is Rockinghorse custom motorbikes will be pretty much online on YouTube, and then we're going to be pretty much letting you guys know how our show goes, and then you guys can catch us probably on YouTube, Twitter, or whatever. I know we'll slowly be getting everything up and running here in the next 6 months for everybody to really enjoy what goes on right here in this garage. And that pretty much is the bottom foundation to my company. There's a lot of history that will tell you what a Rockinghorse engine was. When it first started out, it was just a small engine repair. An old guy worked out of a barn, a garage, and he ended up building something of a great distance, of a great understanding. He ended up building himself a motor that would start rocking this country. So if you want to rock the world with us a little bit, I want you to come back and take a good look at some of the beginnings and memories of why a Rockinghorse is a Rockinghorse. Again, my name is Michael Smith, and what it's all about is the history, and for the most part, for my children, and for your children, and for our children's children. Because if you didn't know what a small engine repair group of guys could do, or a company could do, imagine what the innovation of tomorrow is going to be. Oops. Imagine what the innovation of tomorrow is going to be when engines start changing into water-cooled, two strokes that became water-cooled but started working on other issues, like the way nitrogen and hydrogen came together and jet engines worked, and fuel, and the way NASA compiled enough data after the O-ring dispersed from the explosion aboard Challenger. We would like to be remembering those things to remind